How you doing? My name is Jason Tyson, the equipment manager at the Wingate Country Club in Rochester Hills, Michigan. What's an equipment manager is probably what you might be asking. Some of you know, some of you don't. People that know me, I tell them that. I say, what do you do for load? Tell them I'm an equipment manager or a golf course mechanic. And the question always comes, first question is always, well, what do you do in the winter? So that gave me this idea. So here I am. It's early March. So we're heading into spring, probably about 3 weeks to a month. And then so I had this idea to throw something together just to kind of give people an idea for guys who do what I do. When people say, what do you do, just fix golf carts? And what do you do in the winter, the two most common questions. They can say, go to YouTube and search it. Or maybe they'll hear some terminology. So I'll do a series of videos. And I also figured, why stop there? Been doing this for 16 years almost. And figure why not share some of my expertise with some of the younger guys. They can come here to YouTube or and Google these videos and find out a practical way to do it. Now my theories on how I do stuff and what you see, more often than not, will not be by the book. They're what works, not what's quote unquote the right way to do it. Because most of the time, the way they tell you to do it in the tech manuals just it'll work, but technically, usually it just costs too much money and too much time. But it's not a real world scenario. So I'm going to use my expertise and experience on how I've figured out ways to get around stuff, and quicker ways to fix things and better ways to do things. And it works. It's worked for me for a lot of years. I've had some good success with the way I do things. So without further ado, what I'll do is just give you one example. Here we is this winter time. What's going on? I'm going to walk you around the shop and just show you a couple things that I'm doing now. That we're just not just sitting around playing all winter long. One thing I got going on this week here, I got a Wix filter and I actually have a Toro filter. Something I did. I cut them apart and checked them out, the relief valving systems, and just comparing filters. One of them has a price tag of $6, one has a price tag of $10. So, whenever you're going through in this particular filter like this, I might go through, 20 of them a year. The price adds up. We have a big outfit here, so we go through a lot of stuff. But so we're doing that. I'm going to grab my camera here. So I got that going on. That's just a little small project. I actually have this thing setting up on a fairway mower. Got the motor out of this. An old John Deere fairway mower. Now I can't read the hours because I got the wireless meter, but it's about 6,000 hours on it. So the engine's starting to get a little tired. Got that pulled out. Waiting to go on the bench. I get because I have something going on the bench right now. I have this is a 3-cylinder Mitsubishi engine I have torn apart. I got the block and head out the machine shop, getting bored over and milled. So when that comes back, that goes together, and then this engine will go up on there, and then I have that to do, and make some hoses and stuff for that. I did 2 other engines this winter, already. That's on that bench. Over here on this bench, we have a reel torn apart. It's a fairway reel. I'm actually doing a video on this, on doing relief grinding and spin grinding, bed knife grinding, and then the setup of how it works. So I have this going on this bench here, We come over here to this side of the shop. This is something I was messing with this morning. We were just going through and testing batteries on this happens to be one of the superintendent's carts. Test the batteries out, getting charged and ready for the spring. Filling up with water, all that good stuff. This is one of my carts. I have 2. One I drive around and one my assistant drives around. For people who don't know much, most golf courses do not have 2 mechanics, but we're a 36-hole private organization here, and it's a pretty big property and a lot of equipment, so it's hard for actually just me and him to do it, but it would be impossible, I believe, for one person to keep up. So we have this, so that's something that's going on, and we got the engines, we got the reels. I got, once a week I do these bills. I got a whole stack right here I got to do first thing in the morning. I got to turn those bills in and make sure those get paid so my accounts stay in order. Got a whole parts inventory to maintain and check all the time, and knowing what's what and where's where. I actually use a computer program for it. If I put in a part number, I'll show you an example. So here's a 106-6941. If I was to pull that up on this computer program I have, let's see. First, it's not open, so I'll have to open it. I use two different programs. Actually, I use this program called TEM, Turf Equipment Manager, and I use that for all my parts because it's an ideal setup. And then I also have a program called My Turf Tutorial, which we run all of our hours through. Like most of our our expensive piece of equipment have a wireless hour meter, so as the machine drives by the shop, it pulls the hours off of it, and and then it flags it when it's ready for an oil change or whatever kind of preventative maintenance I might put into the program. So that helps us kind of stay on top of stuff. This program here, for whatever reason, sometimes has difficulty open. Of course, I have my K-Pack Chiefs on my screensaver. Anybody who knows me, they know I'm a huge K-Pack fan. I love football more than anything. I definitely love football more than anything. And then next would be probably to watch wrestling, to coach baseball, and then wrestling. Those three are pretty close. But I love all of our local high school sports. All right, so this is open. What was that part number I said now? We'll just pick this one, just random, 106-6941. So this is how I do this. If I was to say find anything here with the part number in 106-6941, I hit enter, so it's saying that it's in the, I don't know if you can see it, but right here, the storage location would be EFBA. So I have this set up like this. This is row A. Actually, there's a sticker up here. See it? So this is A, this is B, C, D, E, F, G, H. And that location was EFBA, so that would be E there, coming down the sides, F. This would be A, B, and then A. So that'd be E would be that whole shelf, F representing this individual shelf. Oh, sorry, I said that wrong. E would be representing that cabinet, everything in that cabinet, and then F would be represented by the shelf. B, A, B, C, D are the bins. This happens to be B den, and then A be in the first slot. So I have an A, B, C, D, and an E on this one. I haven't, and so that's the part, and that's how that works. So that takes time and stuff to keep that in order and all that, and but it makes your job a lot easier in the stressful summer. When things are breaking down, like I said, it works out. I have an extensive parts inventory; those are all full, but we have a lot of equipment. I wouldn't say this is to set the standard for any golf course, and everyone's unique. I've worked at clubs where I only needed, maybe $3,000 or $4,000 worth of stock. Here it's much, much greater than that, but the responsibility's higher as well as the demand. But so I got that going on, and we're here on this bench. This is where I'm putting reels together. It's a bed knife we ground, a reel we ground. That's going on there. Got the reel grinder here, bed knife, and the relief grinder which I made this relief grinder. Got that going on. This rotary blade grinder, I just took a belt grinder and cut this out. That way I can walk my mulching blades around. It works out pretty good. So we got that. We got chainsaw. I could, I have to sharpen these periodically throughout the winter for the guys working on the course. Engine boring, and for boring the engines out when I do rebuilds. So I'll give you just a little idea. This is what's going on, today as I'm working today. What am I working on? I'm working on this fairway mower. Waiting on parts on the engine. I'm working on tearing reels down, grinding reels, putting reels back together, working on batteries. And tomorrow I have a backhoe that I got to throw into too. I don't know if it's outside or not, but I got to pull that backhoe. I got to pull the cylinders off of it and and reseal those because it's leaking. And in through here, actually, I have what we call a car wash right now. I have a big fertilizer spreader in there, sandblasted, and getting that finished up, and I got to take it in for a powder coating. So there's always something going on. So they answer the question, what do we do in the winter? Well, I think I just filled up a month worth of stuff to do. That's just going on right now, this week. So it's a nonstop process. And then, also try to keep the shop in some sort of an order, which can be hard some days. So, keep an eye out for my other videos. Like I said, I got the reel grinding one that I'm going to do. I'll probably do like a hydraulic pump rebuild, or maybe a hydraulic motor rebuild, or battery testing for golf carts, whatever else. Maybe when I do this engine rebuild, I can record that. But engine rebuilds are all the same, doesn't matter. There's a million of those videos out there, whether it's a two-cylinder, one-cylinder, four-cylinder, diesel, gas. The concept's all the same on that, so we really don't need to waste time on it. But this is like I said, a fairway mower. That diesel engine, there's a 3-cylinder diesel engine that drives this. This would be a hydraulic transmission charge pump. That's what drives the system. All the motors are hydraulic motors. Hydraulic motors drive the reels. Hydraulic motors drive the wheels. It's got a hydraulic servo style steering, so it's just a round, kind of looks like a hydraulic motor in a way, but the steering runs off of that, and as that spins, kind of tells it whether to send the fluid to the left or to the right.